Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's February 5th, 2023 and Barcelona now know how much Juan Foyth will cost in the summer. Also, it looks like Manchester United are not the only club interested in signing Ansu Fati. And finally, it looks like Alex Collado could finally get his shot at Barcelona. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, I would like to remind all of you that if you haven't subscribed yet, to please subscribe to the channel. It's free, it only takes a second, and in doing so, you will be helping the small and humble channel continue to grow. Also, if you want any Barcelona jerseys or gear, make sure you check out Kitback. The link is down below in the description. They also have the biggest selection of football jerseys and merchandise from all the team across all the major leagues around the world. Now we'll begin with the news that Barcelona defeated Sevilla 3-0 today at the Spotify Camp Nou. And once again, amazing display by the team, where the team looked very compact, very solid, and where they played in unison. And once again, Xavi's ideas are beginning to flourish on the field. We saw that 4-4-2 formation again that's been working for Xavi in the previous matches, and where we saw Barcelona be very solid defensively, controlling and winning the midfield. And this time our attack was even more superb than previous matches, which allowed Barcelona to score 3 brilliant goals that all came during the second half. Now, as I reported in yesterday's video, Alejandro Balde had not trained due to a fever, and therefore we saw Jordi Alba take his place. And I think that Jordi Alba had a brilliant match where he participated a lot in the attack, and yet he was still solid defensively. And of course, he did score a goal and provide an assist. Now, I really think that that the emergence of Alejandro Balde has helped Jordi Alba tremendously, because Jordi Alba has not had his best, he hasn't been in his best form in the past few seasons. And I think with the arrival of Alejandro Balde and his rise to the first team as becoming a starter, it's fueled the fire under Jordi Alba, because we've seen him being very solid in all of his performances so far this season. Now, this is something that we talked about a lot during the summer, where I said Xavi wanted 2 good players for each position, because not only does it help to have extra players so they can rotate them to avoid injuries and fatigue, but it's also very helpful to have 2 good players per position, because it improves the performance of the team as a whole and encourages players to work hard, to train hard, and to play hard, because each player knows that if they don't perform their best, their spot can be easily taken. And for the longest time, that wasn't the case for the left back position, because for the longest time, we didn't really have anyone good to substitute Jordi Alba. So no matter how Alba performed, whether he performed great or he had a terrible match, he knew that his spot was secure, because there was nobody on the team good enough to take his spot. But this has changed, of course, with the rise of Alejandro Balde and taking the spot of Jordi Alba, which it seems that has fired or fueled Jordi Alba's desire to get back to form and improve. And we saw that in today's match, where he was absolutely superb. Now, there was a scare during the first half where Sergio Busquets seemed to get injured. His ankle got stuck, his foot got stuck in the grass, and as a result, his ankle was twisted where his foot was 90 degrees, and it looked like a very nasty injury. But thankfully, Sergio Busquets was able to get up and put some weight on that foot, so it doesn't look like it's fractured. But we have yet to see and know how long Sergio Busquets is going to be out. I'm sure we're going to have some news tomorrow once the medical exams are performed. But as a result of this injury, Frank Kessie got finally his first playing time in a very long time, or his first full match, I should say. And I think that Frank Kessie had a very solid match. I was very impressed by the Ivorian. He was very good in the midfield, helping Barcelona keep control of the midfield. He was really good in the attack, making those runs, distributing the ball really well, and participating in the attack. And he had that brilliant assist to Jordi Alba, which was something that reminded me of what Messi used to do when he was at the club. So I'm very happy with Frank Kessie's minutes, and hopefully he can maintain this performance. Now, in attack, I was very, very impressed with Rafinha. He had one of his best matches so far since he arrived in Barcelona. He was very great in the attack, creating a lot of danger, distributing the ball, sending crosses, and still he would come back, help with the defense. He was all over the field, and of course, he also also scored a goal and provided an assist. And it looks like Ousmane Dembele's injury is helping Rafinha get back his confidence as he gets more and more playing time. And that's, of course, great for the team because we need all the players to be on top of their form, to have good confidence, and to be able to perform at their best so we can make sure that Barcelona can succeed and hopefully we can win more titles this season. Now, overall, it was once again a superb performance by the entire team, and I was very happy to see Xavi's ideas finally begin to flourish on the field. After all, even with the loss of Sergio Busquets, we saw the team not get affected and continue to play with the same idea and the same strategy and the same tactics. And this means that the team is finally comprehending what Xavi has for them as a vision and as an idea. Because before, when a certain player would leave, the whole dynamics would change and the play would fall apart. But this is not the case, which means that the machinery of Barcelona are working. Because when you have a team that works well, that understands the idea of their coach, it doesn't matter which player is on the field. Everything should still go to plan, and that's exactly what we saw in today's match. Now, earlier in the day, Real Madrid lost to Mallorca 1-0, and with this, they dropped points. So Barcelona now are sitting at the top of La Liga table, 8 points ahead of their arch rivals, Real Madrid, and we're starting to get a really good cushion. But of course, there's still around 17 more matches or 18 more matches, if I'm not mistaken. So the road is still long ahead. But if Barcelona maintain their performance, then I think that we could be a strong candidates to win La Liga. Now, nonetheless, Barcelona still have a very hectic calendar ahead of them, including a very difficult match against Villareal, followed by a more difficult match against Manchester United in the Europa League. So Xavi is going to have to continue rotating his players so we can ensure the best performance of the whole squad. And there are several players that need to be careful in La Liga, including Ousmane Dembele, Sergio Busquets, Xavi, and Ronald Araujo, because all of them have accumulated 4 yellow cards each. So if any of them receive a 5th yellow card, they will have to be suspended for 1 match. And it's not only the players that need to watch out for the fouls on the field. Also, Xavi needs to watch out because he too has 4 yellow cards. So if he receives a 5th one, he will also miss a match due to suspension. Now on to the news that Barcelona now know how much Juan Foyth will cost in the summer. Now, as I reported many times before, one of Barcelona's main objectives during this summer transfer market will be to sign a center midfielder and a right back. And Juan Foyth is on top of the list of names that Barcelona are considering. And in fact, it's Xavi's favorite option to reinforce the right back position. And it seems that Villareal are gonna ask for around 30 million euros for the Argentinian defender. Now, Barcelona think that for around 25 million euros they could complete this transfer of Juan Foyth. However, as of now, Barcelona cannot afford that price tag. But of course, everything can change during the summer. So we're gonna have to see whether Barcelona will be willing to pay those 25 million euros for Juan Foyth. Now, if this operation cannot be completed, of course, Barcelona have other options such as Benjamin Pavard, who already has personal agreement with the club. And there's, of course, the case of Arnau Martinez, who could arrive at the club for 12 million euros. Now, as I reported these past few days, Manchester United is reportedly very interested in signing Ansu Fati in the summer. But it seems that they are not the only club, and there are several other clubs also after our number 10. Now, it seems that Bayern Munich is the club who has approached Ansu Fati the most. It seems that the Bundesliga club are very interested in signing Ansu Fati. But there's also other clubs in the Premier League, such as Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspurs. But nonetheless, as I've said in my previous videos, regardless of all the interest from all these other clubs, Ansu Fati will be staying at the club because Barcelona have no intention of selling him, and they do want to give him more time and have more patience with him so he can continue recovering from his injury that has seen him sidelined for almost 2 years, because the club trusts that Ansu Fati will recover his form and will be that star player that we all expect him to be. Now, Ansu Fati does have a contract with Barcelona until 2027 with a 1 billion euro release clause. So if Barcelona don't intend to sell him, then any of those clubs will have to pay that 1 billion euro release clause. And of course, that's not going to happen because that is a lot of money. But it is expected that the reason why there's a lot of talks about clubs being interested in Ansu Fati is due to his agent, Jorge Mendes, because Ansu Fati is reportedly not too happy with the fact that he's not getting much playing time. So the club think that it was probably Jorge Mendes who is fomenting all these reports so he can get some clubs interested in Ansu Fati and put some pressure on Barcelona. So I think something is going to have to be done about this. Ansu Fati is either going to have to tell his representative to stop with this, that he wants to remain at the club, to stop offering his name to other clubs, or Barcelona themselves are going to have to sit down with Jose Mendes and tell him to stop doing this, because after all, Jean Laporta does have a very good relationship with the sports agent. Now on to the news that Alex Collado could finally have his shot at playing at Barcelona. Now, Alex Collado was the star of the Barca Athletic, and for the longest time, it was expected that he will become a star during the first team. But Ronald Koeman wasn't too fan of him, and he sent him out on loan. And then when Xavi arrived, he wanted to count on Alex Collado. However, there was some problem with his paperwork where Alex Collado could not be registered for the remainder of the season when Xavi arrived. So he was going to be sent out on loan, but he ended up staying in Barcelona, only training with the team without being able to play. And then Xavi was hoping to count on him during the season, but with the arrival of many of the new signings like Rafinha and with the contract renewal of Dembele, then there was no space left for Alex Collado, so he was sent on loan for Elche until the end of this season. Now, Alex Collado was injured during his time with Elche, and he opted to return to the city of Barcelona, where he's currently recovering from his injury, including trainings at the Ciudad Esportiva, or the Barcelona Sporting Complex. And it seems that Xavi thinks that he can really count on Alex Collado and has asked the club to try to keep him next summer when he comes back from loan. So it seems that Alex Collado could finally get his shot at proving himself with the first team. Now we will end today's video with two brief updates. The first one is, as I reported in yesterday's video, Vitor Roque is currently on international duty with the Brazil Under-20 youth team, participating in the South American Under-20 Youth Championship, where he has scored 6 goals in 6 matches. And it looks like he could be on his way to break Neymar's previous record, because Neymar had scored 9 goals in the Under-19 Youth Championship, and Vitor Roque still has 3 more matches with Brazil. So if he continues on his goal-scoring streak, he could end up breaking Neymar's records for Brazil, which just shows how much promise this young Brazilian has. And I'm very glad that Barcelona are planning and are going to sign him in the summer. Now, the second update is that the Barcelona Femini continue to show their absolute superiority to all the teams in the Spanish league by defeating Real Betis today 7-0, and they are still completely undefeated and sitting at the top of the women's league. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, peace, Barca.